Hello, investors. I'm happy to have everyone back today. So, today we are having a special edition of some of the content that we've been sharing so far. Uh, Investment is something that we value so much, and education, information is what we value. So, what we do at Stalker Team on this channel is to make sure that apart from the fact that we share our views about what is happening in the markets, what investors are doing, we also share our own insights into why we make the decisions that we make, why we choose the stocks that we choose. But before I start this special edition, I'm going to do a bit of a housekeeping. So, firstly, this channel, every information we share is not for investing purpose, is for information and education purpose only. And so, please do your due diligence, consult your financial advisor before making any decision. On that note, I also want to implore everyone, please subscribe to our channel, give us all the necessary support, because the only way we can actually get validation that we are adding value is when we get subscribers, it's when we get the comments, it's when we get the feedback. So please put on the notification bell, subscribe to our channel, like this video, share your comments in the feedback section, and please continue to share our content. On that note, you're welcome to this episode. On this episode today, we are sharing why we invested in Palantir. So, our stock team, way back 2021, when this company, Palantir, ticker symbol PLTR, was listed on the US stock market on the New York Stock Exchange. I was one of the earlier investors who actually bought the stock when they did a direct public offering. It was a direct public offering. It wasn't an IPO, an initial public offering, where companies actually list shares of existing investors. Basically, the company just listed the shares directly on the market, and retail investors like you and I, and maybe anyone who invested in this company actually became part of the Palantir investor community. But beyond that, I want to actually give reasons why I invested in Palantir, beyond what anyone might think, beyond what is going on in the market. This is my own personal reason. And if you want to know more about the deep dive that we did on Palantir as a company, please, I'm going to drop the link to that video that we did. We did a two-part series on Palantir and why we believe Palantir is the world's most important AI company, AI software company in the world. So please, I'm going to drop that link in the comment section, and you should be able to get access to that. I'll also put a link on this video as well. So let's jump right in and enjoy ourselves today. So basically, we should first and foremost look at the bear case. Why are people saying Palantir is not investable? A whole lot of reasons. We're going to be looking at the financial health of the business. We're going to be looking at the revenue prospect, sustainability of this revenue as well, and also the market position. How is this company positioned in the market, the leadership, industry outlook, and prospect. So basically, these are the major reasons why I chose this company, why I believed this company when this company actually did a direct listing. But the first thing I will actually look at is to look at why the the bearish part of the market, the investor community, the Wall Street, why do they actually believe Palantir is not a company to invest in? Number one, many of them believe Palantir is overvalued. The stock did over 350% as just last year alone. From the day Palantir was listed on the New York Stock Exchange till date, Palantir has done over 600%. So that's a huge move. The company's market cap is now way over $150 billion. There's no company in the defense sector that is as valued as Palantir. Not even Raytheon, not even Boeing, not even General Dynamics, or even you know some of these other global defense companies. In the software ecosystem, Palantir has also dusted some of his companies that people feel that they are his rival. So if you look at the likes of Snowflakes, the likes of C3 AI, except for Salesforce, which is not directly a competitor, but now because Salesforce recently acquired Tableau, they are now directly competing with Palantir on the data analytics side. So the beer part of the market, the argument has always been that Palantir is overvalued, and that argument, I'm going to actually put them into context to actually justify why I still don't believe that argument 100%, and why I'm choosing to keep investing in this company. The part of the ecosystem of the investor community, the beer side, who also believe that they believe the company is over reliant on US business, US government contracts. But come to look at it, Palantir has really done amazing execution in the last 2 to 3 years, and I'm going to point that out. I'm going to actually dissect everything. Why Palantir is no longer a US only company, a US government only company relying on US government contracts in the defense sector. The last part of the argument why people still believe this company, it's not something they want to invest longer in or at all. Some people who are in the software as a service ecosystem believe, the company's software is complex, it's too expensive compared to the likes of C3 AI, the likes of Salesforce, that even smaller companies even use Salesforce software, especially in the customer relationship management part and the marketing part that they actually offer. But on that note, this is the three key arguments that I've been able to summarize on Wall Street when it comes to Palantir. But every other argument has not really hold water. But I'm also giving these three arguments that audience, so that we can put things into perspective. So the financial health of the company, number one reason why I believe in this company, and I'll continue to invest in it. For 8 consecutive quarters, Palantir has shown that GAAP profitability, and GAAP profitability is very, very key compared to IFRS. GAAP profitability actually shows more resilience. It actually dissects the company and is a more transparent way of judging the profitability of a company. And quarter on quarter, after Palantir broke even and they started making profits in 2023, you can see that they've never actually had a quarter where they've not made profits, and the sustainability of that profit is assured, at least in the nearest future, based on the way the company is actually executing. If you look at the graph on your right, you actually see that this is a company that is actually on a steady growth to continue to deliver profit to its investors and the bottom line. So the rule of 40 is actually a rule that is very common in the software as a service ecosystem industry, where Palantir plays a major role. So let me just break this down so that it doesn't sound too academic or theoretical. So if a company is growing too quickly and it can afford, so if a company is growing too quickly, it can actually afford to have lower profitability. So if a company has huge growth in terms of revenue, in terms of sales, in terms of uptake in its software or product or services, that company can still justify the fact that they can report less profit. So if a company is also very profitable, they can afford to grow slowly because the profit is assured, the profit is growing. So the company doesn't necessarily need to show that huge growth in revenue. So the likes of Apple and maybe the likes of Microsoft will actually play in that line, even when they are not software as a service. But just to give you the context of that, but the bottom line, as long as the sum of these two metrics equal or exceeds 40%, the company is considered to be financially healthy. Now look at the number of Palantir, over 60%, as a matter of fact 68%. So Palantir is even way above where it should be when you look at the rule of 40 metric. So the company is growing very fast. The company is also having to show that they can grow their profitability. So they are not even growing their profitability slowly, even when it's justified that when they are growing very fast on the revenue part, they can afford to have slower revenue. But rule of 40, 68%, if not the highest, Palantir is the highest. Even among the highest, Palantir is the highest in the ecosystem. Now, look at also the financial health of the company. The company has zero debt. As at Q3 2024, the stock, the cash pile of Palantir is about $4.6 billion, and every quarter on quarter, this pile of cash reserve that the company has keeps growing. So this is a company that has zero debt, because if you look at the ecosystem where they play and some of their contemporaries, directly or indirectly, the likes of Snowflakes, they have huge debt. If you look at C3 AI has never made profit. They also have huge debt on their portfolio. So if you look at maybe Salesforce, Salesforce still has some debt, but they are profitable. But if you look at a company as younger as Palantir, as smaller in size of the number of employees and also expenses, this is a very good one for Palantir, and this is one of the reasons I'll continue to be convinced to be invested in this company. So if you look at this consistent revenue growth, quarter on quarter, as a matter of fact, US commercial revenue growth is one of the major reasons Palantir is actually becoming a darling on Wall Street. Look at the growth between Q3 2023 to Q3 24. You can see 54%. You can also see even US government revenue, Q3 23 and 24. You can see 40%. So quarter on quarter, the company continues to actually execute on a superior level, and this revenue growth is likely to continue to grow. If you look at the intrinsic catalyst, the catalyst that is driving Palantir, which is AI, a lot of companies have seen value in what this company actually offers. The ontology, which I'm going to talk more about, the unique platform operating system that this company offer, it is unmatched, despite the fact that this company is seen as very complex. The software is not for smaller companies. It's not amenable to some very, very smaller use cases. But this is a company that provides software for companies that want to build amazing things, that companies that want to execute and use data and AI at a large scale, at a fast speed. So if you look at also the deals that the company keeps reporting, so in Q3 2024, the last update that the company gave, over 104 deals with at least $1 million in value, and there were about 16 deals that at least the ticket value was about $10 million. That is huge, and the company continues to grow that actual revenue because the number of deals continues to grow. The company is also able to charge a premium for its product. So these are some of the reasons why I feel Palantir has what it takes to actually be a company that I will continue to hold there in my portfolio. So if you have watched us so far, please subscribe to our channel, put on your notification button, like and share this video. Those are the actions, the support that we need, that will continue to fuel us to continue to bring our unique perspectives. We don't just tell you what is going on in the market. We tell you what we feel, apart from the research that we do, apart from the time that we spend, apart from the interest and the passion we have. So please continue to support us by subscribing, like, drop your comment. I want to see your comment in the feedback section. Do you think Palantir is a company that you are invested in? You will continue to be invested in? Is it a company you are considering? Why? If not, why as well? But let's get back as we bring this to about 70% of this broadcast. So if you look at the earnings quality, you can see that Palantir has that high quality earnings and is sustainably backed by real cash flow. You have actually demonstrated that in the previous slides. So operating cash flow for Palantir, based on what they keep delivering in the last 8 quarters, is likely to continue to grow, because Palantir seems to be at the corner, at the point of actually benefiting from the AI boom. Palantir allows any company to use AI, deploy AI to predict, to forecast, to make decisions when and where it matters, either on the factory floor or on the battlefield. So these reasons will continue to make Palantir to have that cash flow to actually continue to execute. Yes, some of this execution that Palantir does for some of its clients, Palantir has to actually invest money in people, train some of its staff, employ some other staff as well. But if you look at the significant growth of cash flow that the company has delivered, has deployed, and what they've been able to get in terms of deals that they've been able to sign, it is really, really amazing and commendable. Now, looking at the market position. So at this junction, what I actually look at, I look at the market share of the company. I look at the brand strength. I look at also the barrier to entry for competitors. And if you look at what Palantir has done, is that Palantir has more or less kept some of its direct and indirect competitors in a corner, in a box. Whereas Palantir is the only company within the SaaS, software as a service, and artificial intelligence software business that has not been able to be boxed. So a lot of people, they don't actually know how to value Palantir. They don't know how to describe what it stands for. On one note, you might actually say, oh, this is a negative, because you need to have a positioning, that a space that you need to actually occupy in the mind of people. But if you look at the ecosystem, the technology ecosystem that we have globally, the likes of Google, the likes of Apple, the likes of Microsoft, and perhaps, maybe you might be talking about the likes of Netflix. What they are doing is that when they get into a particular product line, they continue to expand that focus. And that focus allows them to be able to provide services, product and services, execute for so many ecosystem players, so many sectors, so many industries. If you look at what Apple has done in consumer electronics, content, in terms of digital services, payments, that's exactly the kind of approach that Palantir has taken. So if you look at the likes of Snowflake, C3 AI, Salesforce, IBM through his IBM Watson and that Databricks, Palantir actually does everything all of them do in a more nimble, cheaper, and faster way. And at the end of the day, they are able to enter several sectors that some of these companies are not able to enter. Take Salesforce, for example. Salesforce has only really able to be more relevant in services sector, in more of marketing and advertising, in more of financial services. But if you look at Palantir, from defense to cybersecurity to data analytics to finance to manufacturing to industrial to content to digital to marketing, Palantir has been able to execute at a level where its positioning is now more or less like the Apple for data analytics and artificial intelligence. Just the same way Apple occupies that position, that no one is able to actually build the kind of ecosystem that Apple has built. Palantir has been able to build that, and that's why you can see that its software actually cuts through different sectors, different use cases. Look at the warp speed that Palantir launched in the later part of last year. That is a particular proposition, an operating system that when Palantir continues to push this operating system in the manufacturing ecosystem, a lot of the manufacturers, builders, technology companies in America or in countries that are really progressive, they will continue to deploy this software. Many of them might not, but the ones that matter, the ones that actually want to build products, services that is going to be unmatched globally, they will seek out Palantir. And that is why Palantir has that market position. One thing I always look at, which is very key, is leadership. And before I go into that, once again, please subscribe to this channel, put on your notification bell so that you don't miss the next episode that we're going to drop, and drop your comment in the comment section below. So leadership is something that is exceptional at Palantir. The track record of Palantir leaders, the CEO, the people who are backing this company is quite amazing. So the likes of PayPal, quote and unquote PayPal mafia, Peter Thiel, Joe Lonsdale, a whole lot of other people who have come from far and wide, the Teslas coming from Google, coming from Microsoft, people coming from the academia, people coming from sociology, people coming from data engineering, software architecture. Palantir has been able to actually attract this crop of leaders, crop of thinkers who always want to hold themselves to higher standards. And that's why Palantir product seems to be more superior than what the competition is actually providing. And one major thing is the CEO of Palantir, amazing guy, Alex Karp. Be it as it may, no matter how you say him, he speaks his mind. He might offend some people, it might actually excite some other people, it might actually do both at the same time to the same set of people, but you can't take it from him. He's an exceptional marketer. He sells the vision of the company more than any advertising, more than any stick dinner, like you always say, can do it. And that is why I believe in this company, because irrespective of all the revenue growth, the cash flow, the rule of 40, and every other thing that you want to look at, if the leadership is defective, if the leadership cannot actually sell the vision, tell the story of the company, there's no way the company will not deteriorate. And that's why if you look at some companies recently, the likes of Starbucks, Nike, many of them, despite the fact that yes, the ecosystem where they play, the audience, the customers they have are changing, but the leadership to an extent is a bit lukewarm. They don't have a vision that they are selling, that they're actually pushing, that people can believe in, whether colleagues within the company or clients or partners or well-wishers. And that's one thing Palantir has that I continue to hang on to this company. And lastly, I believe that when you look at the outlook of the entire technology ecosystem, of the entire artificial intelligence, data analytics, software as a service, you will discover that Palantir has actually created a reputation for being able to manage commercial sectors, manage relationship in government. Palantir has even crossed over to the likes of Japan, South Korea, here in the UK, so many countries, even outside of the Western Hemisphere. Palantir is able to build relationship. They are able to actually manage dissecting opinion. At the end of the day, this company, I believe, will continue to innovate, will continue to lead. This company is able to actually show leadership, even the thought leadership. Recently, the Technological Republic book that Alex Karp actually published is part of the entire story, the entire vision that this company is selling. So on that note, these are the major reasons why I have invested in Palantir when the stock was as low as $9.66. Now the stock is at about $80, $79, $80, and I'm still invested. And I believe Palantir will continue to be in my portfolio for the foreseeable future. I don't intend to sell my entire stake. I intend to buy more over time because there will be pullbacks here and there. Undoubtedly, there's always been pullbacks for Palantir, but anytime it pulls back, it prepares for a consolidation to actually accelerate. So on that note, one of the other things that I actually look at as well, the innovation base of the company, and this is where I will wrap it up today. Palantir has what it calls ontology. Ontology means so many things depending on the ecosystem where you play, the industry, or the profession that you actually practice. But ontology itself is what makes Palantir stands out, and the company has been able to actually hone and position itself as the owner of ontology when it comes to data analytics, when it comes to artificial intelligence, when it comes to big data analytics. So for the ecosystem as of now, as it is, there's no brand, there's no company, there's no software company that has a copy or a copycat of this intellectual property. The reason why this ontology is important is because it is the unique feature of every aspect of Palantir operating system. If you look at the AIP, if you look at Palantir Foundry, Palantir Gotham, Palantir Warp Speed, if you also look at Palantir Apollo, everything revolves around the Palantir ontology. And this ontology will continue to actually pave way for Palantir. It will continue to morph into new software products. Palantir didn't have AIP 2 years ago, but immediately OpenAI came with ChatGPT. Palantir came into the market within 3 months. Palantir Artificial Intelligence Platform, AIP for short, was launched, and that product has really catapulted Palantir into the answer mind of the US commercial ecosystem. If you see the growth of Palantir commercial business, as a matter of fact, is going to more or less become the most profitable part, the most significant part of the business. And that is what actually excites retail investors. That is what is exciting at Wall Street. As a matter of fact, that is why, to an extent, Palantir can remain overvalued, and the stock can still retain such market capitalization, irrespective of whether his revenue is a fraction of his market cap. So, innovation wise, future prospect wise, Palantir has what it takes to win. I thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think, because this is a company that is very, very dear to me. I've been able to make a success of picking this company, sticking with this company when it was tough, when Wall Street didn't believe, when people like you and I believed in this company during the direct listing, during COVID time. Palantir showed up. This company was deployed. The software foundry was deployed in the UK, and the UK executed some of the most successful, if not the most successful, vaccine rollout in the world. And the UK was able to actually reopen its economy as fast as possible. If you look at what Palantir has done in the US defense ecosystem, the US has really, really benefited from securing its borders, to securing the US homeland, and also securing its allies. The commercial ecosystem is really, really the most fantastic and most interesting part for me, because businesses can spend more money than government put together. Businesses will always need brands, software, technology that will put them ahead, that will make sure that their business will continue to run. And so these are the reasons why I am investing in Palantir, and I'll continue to invest in Palantir. So please continue to like our channel, share this video, put on your notification bell. Our next video will be very interesting. We'll be giving more reasons why we have some of these companies as our picks, as companies that we've invested in over time, that I have invested in, and members of my team, members of the team. Thank you. Take care. Bye. Keep investing. Keep growing.